It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you wherever you might be. Very pleasant beginning to this day. A little taste of spring here as we move into this Thursday morning. Well, out of this Thursday morning. It's already 11:30, isn't it? Jonathan Dent here in the studio with you. Terry's out for today. We'll hope to hear from him again soon. But we are starting out to a nice, almost spring-like day here on this Thursday morning. Above average on the temperatures. We'll get to that in just a minute. Yesterday, we started to warm up a little bit. We got up to around 44. That was pretty late in the day, around 5 o'clock, but that is going to continue through today and into tomorrow. That warm air coming out of the west is going to continue to move in, and we get some sun yesterday, a little bit of cloud cover, and only down to a low of about 36 this morning, which again, it came around 5 o'clock in the morning, so pretty consistent on the temperatures throughout this the end of this week here, and we're going to continue to keep that warming trend up. Right now out at the airport we're looking at 42 degrees, downtown Midlands at 44, here at Radio Center 45 degrees, south wind at 14 miles per hour, gusting up to 20. That south wind is going to stick with us for a little bit here, as we'll get to in just a moment, but barometric pressure is 29.9 and falling. Well, for the rest of the day today, we are looking for these clouds to kind of pick up a little bit more, and rain's going to start here. I'd give it 2 hours, 3 hours before we start seeing a few showers here and there, and that's just going to continue to pick up. We're going to get up to around 51 degrees today, which is nice. I'm not sure, is this our second or third false spring this year? Well, whichever one it is, it won't last very long. Those showers should pick up as we move on into the evening, as I said, along with that wind out of the south, with wind speeds up to 15, 20 miles per hour, especially up later this afternoon and into the evening, only down to around 45 degrees tonight, as that rain is expected to continue. That moisture out of the west, along with that warm air that's making its way across much of the U.S., will be followed by some colder temperatures, and our friends up in the Upper Peninsula will get the first taste of that this evening. We're looking at some rain up in the UP turning to wet snow, accumulating anywhere from 2 to 6 inches, depending on where you are up there. But here in lower Michigan, we'll be holding on to those warmer temperatures for a little bit longer. We'll enjoy them while we can, staying around the mid-40s, 46 for a high pretty early tomorrow. But then early tomorrow afternoon, we see that temperature start to fall off into the low 30s. And in the afternoon, we're looking at gusts up to 40 miles per hour as those south winds shift to be coming out of the west. Temperature drops into the low 30s, as I said, and that precipitation begins to fade out a little bit, but we will likely see some mixed precipitation and even some snow into tomorrow evening as we drop down even into the high 20s. All in all, in terms of the rain between today and tomorrow, we're looking at 1/4 inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain, less than an inch all around, and pretty light accumulations of snow. We shouldn't see too much of that. But we will stay cold for this weekend. We'll stay in that low 30-degree range during the day on Saturday and Sunday, even dropping into the low 20s overnight. So enjoy these high temperatures while you can, even with the rain. We'll enjoy we got a little bit of sunshine earlier this week, so we'll take it before the cold air moves in. The upper portion of the state can expect to see more snow as we move through Saturday, even a little bit early Sunday. But those west winds will keep up through Saturday. That'll let up on Sunday a bit, along with that snow chance in upper Michigan, as well as the clouds are going to start moving out, giving us a little bit more sunshine, as next week will warm right back up as we see that sun a little bit more, much more spring-like weather to start off the season on Monday with temperatures in the upper 40s. Then by Wednesday, we'll be right back into the low 50s with mostly sunny skies. So we can look forward to that, even if the weekend's going to be a little bit chilly here. Long-range outlook takes us through almost to the end of the month, March 29th, near normal on the temperatures. Our normal high temperatures range in the low to mid 40s for this time of year. So we're above average for today, but we'll average out this weekend. It'll balance us out, and we're looking at near normal temperatures to carry us through the end of the month, slightly above average precipitation through the end of the month as well. Record high on this date, 71 degrees, set in 1927. Record low is 1 degree, set in 1912. We won't be touching any of those, but we will have some highs and lows over the next couple of days here. Sun will set this evening at 7:44 p.m., rise tomorrow morning at 7:45 a.m., so we are approaching that spring equinox on Monday, and then the days will just continue to get longer as we move on through spring and into summer. We'll have more on the weather as we move through the broadcast this morning. When we come back, we'll be talking with Doug Klein from Oppenheimer for our market report. But first, the weather today brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today.
We're joined now by Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. Doug, good morning.
Well, good morning.
It's a nice day out there, isn't it?
I'm very tempted, but no, I'll stick it out.
All right. Is it a nice day on the markets?
We're getting a little dead cat bounce in the equity markets. Had a negative start this morning, but that's come back. Credit Suisse got a bailout from their central bank versus our central bank letting our banks go under. That's a difference between Switzerland and the U.S. Apparently, no big deal. Steve Bannon's crooked billionaire backer got arrested yesterday. Some Chinese guy that is responsible for over $1 billion in stock scams over the last couple of years. So
wow,
yeah, it's just a couple billion, whatever. It's chump change. And then 2.5 tons of uranium are missing in Libya. So that's a commodity that you might want to start tracking because I imagine there's going to be some for sale coming up pretty soon. I don't know.
Are we tracking the uranium markets in our precious metals here?
We probably should put that right there under platinum, uranium, and put that one in your IRA and hope for the best.
Oh, man.
It's just crazy out there. But
yes.
Kind of quiet on the commodity markets today. Just a little bit negative. Short-term corn is the only one that's positive. So the May corn, 6.30 3/4, up 4 1/4. December corn, 5.55, down 2 cents. The May soybeans, 14.85 1/4, down 4. November soybeans, 13.16 1/4, down 8.5. The May wheat is 6.94 1/4, down 8.5. And then the December wheat, 7.30, down 8 1/4. Crude oil still trickling down, but not as bad as previous days. 67.36 right now. That's about a 1-year low for them. That's down 43 cents a barrel. The heating oil is 257.71, down 2 3/4 cents. Gasoline is 242, down about 2 cents. Natural gas 261. That's up 6 1/4 cents. And then over to currencies, Canadian dollar. U.S. dollar buys 137.57 Canadian. That's down about 10 ticks. The dollar buys 132.92 yen. That's down 48 ticks. The euro's at 105.87, up 12 ticks. The dollar's at 104.43. That's down 21 ticks. Gold is at 1922.90, down $8.40. Silver's 21.67, down 21.5 cents. Platinum's at 973.20. That's up a whole $3.
All right. Doug, thank you very much. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Will do.
All right, Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. The market report today brought to you by the folks at Weiss Equipment. If you ever wondered how the Farmall got its name, here's just an abbreviated list of some of the jobs the Case IH Farmall can do. Baling, cutting hay, mixing feed, fertilizing, mowing, chopping, seeding, furrowing, cultivating, hitching, digging, excavating, leading parades, hoisting, etc., etc. I think you get the picture. The Case IH Farmalls from 35 to 140 horsepower. Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth knows that getting the job done starts with choosing the right Farmall. That's why they carry a wide range of Case IH Compact Farmall Series tractors, so you can find the right fit for your operation. From the value-packed compact Farmall A Series to the deluxe compact Farmall C and C Series with cabs. So they make it simple. This tractor does it all. So no matter what you're doing, Can Do comes in red, and that's Farmall. You can learn more at caseih.com/Farmall or Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth. Over on the Chicago Board of Trade, prices from MAC and Breckenridge, as Doug mentioned, cash corn the only positive, up 4 at $5.84. New crop down 2 at $4.95. Cash soy currently down 6 at $14.48. New crop down 9 at $12.56. Looking over at the wheat, cash wheat down 10 at $6.08 on the red, $6.43 on the white. New crop down 9 at $6.33 on the red and $7.04 on the white. We'll be right back with more in just a moment.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor Parts. New parts for old tractors made easy. So simple. All you have to do is call 800-234-3280 or go to steinertractor.com. Remember, they share your enthusiasm for your antique machine, and they know that you want to keep it running. That's why they take their job personally at Steiner Tractor Parts, because they understand your life and job both stop if your tractor stops running. Want to make that unit look really sharp this coming summer? Show it off a little bit at the shows? You can do that. Steiner Tractor. For more information, go to steinertractor.com.
Attention car and truck shoppers. Are you looking for the best offer around? At Cook Chevrolet and Vassar, Silverado shoppers have 2 great offers. Right now, leases on a loaded Silverado, including heated seats and even heated steering wheel, start as low as $391 a month. Do you prefer to own your truck? Did you know that with rates as low as 0%, you can save as much as $10,000? That's better than any rebate ever offered on a pickup. And right now at Cook Chevrolet, you can lease an Equinox as low as $220 a month, and that's phenomenal. Get out to Cook Chevrolet, M15 Top of the Hill in Vassar, where you'll find loads of Blazers, Equinoxes, Silverados, and even more.
Payments based on GM employee and family lease, 10,000 miles per year and includes all rebates. $27.80 on Equinox, $30.50 on Silverado due at signing. Call or visit us online at our new web address, cookchevysuperstore.com. That's cookchevysuperstore.com. Chevy, find new roads.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, purchasing local soybeans, processing the local beans, and marketing local Exceller meal, which is a high bypass soybean meal for your dairy herd. They've been doing that since 1991. Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today.
We're joined now by Craig Voorhees from the Rummel Insurance Agency. Craig, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Jonathan. How are you?
Doing well. How are you doing?
We're enjoying the sunshine until the rain gets here.
Well, yeah. We'll enjoy that sunshine, and as the sunshine starts to pick up, more and more people are going to be out on the roads, and I understand you've got something to talk to us about when it comes to unnecessary risky behavior while driving.
Yes, and specifically we're talking about texting and driving. We all know that we're not supposed to do it, and an interesting fact I learned this week, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, texting while driving is 6 times more dangerous than driving drunk. Now, I'm not advocating in any way that we should drink and drive, but stop to think about that for a minute. If you're texting, your eyes are off the road, and that's just not an acceptable situation. Ideally, if you're traveling with somebody, have them reply to your text for you. Now, of course, that only works if you have somebody else in the car, but just try to ignore the phone as best you can. as much as possible, because the more you take your eyes off the road, the more likely you are to get in an accident.
That's a good point. And not only are your eyes off the road, your mind's off the road. You're not thinking about exactly what you're doing.
Exactly. And that happens even when you're talking on the phone. Even if your hands free, you're probably concentrating on that phone call more than on where the car is going. So any of those distractions that we can eliminate, the better off we are.
I bet your insurance agent will really thank you. If people want to get in touch with you for any help in that arena, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, we're always happy to talk on the phone at 800-572-0939, or they can go to rummelinsurance.com any time of the day and send us a note from there.
Very good. Craig, you have a good weekend.
We're going to try, Jonathan. Thank you very much. You too.
All right. Craig Voorhees from the Rummel Agency. We'll be back with more after this.
The name of the game in farming is profit. And if you want to put more profit into farming, get the help and seasoned sound advice you need from the pros at Star of the West. Sure, the question of selling or storing your harvest is an important one. And Star of the West, with today's technology, can give you the up-to-the-minute information you need to make the right decision, one that certainly affects profits. That's just one reason why you should take your corn, your soybeans, any of your crops to Star of the West. The other is well-trained, experienced, knowledgeable people who are true professionals in agribusiness. Star of the West offers you stability that no other firm in the area can approach. This means that people who are in the same positions year after year get to know your needs better and in general know the business better. Since 1870, Star of the West has been and continues to be the one to trust. Star of the West, keeping the valley growing since 1870. Frankenmuth, Reese, Richville, Guerra, and Cass City. Farm Service is being brought to you today by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They can help with lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. Stop by and find out how they can be your hometown financial solution. Get more information by going to frankenmuthcu.org.
Joining us now from Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville, Jerry Samalski. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning.
So spring hasn't quite sprung yet, but we're starting to see a few of the signs of it. What do you have for us today?
You know, we've been talking pre-emergences all day, or all week rather, and so continuing on, pre-emergent is different from your lawn and your gardening beds. A pre-emergent in your lawn is specifically for crabgrass control, typically why it's used. And crabgrass seeds don't germinate till the soil temperatures at the 2-inch level get to 50 to 55 degrees. So that's going to be quite a ways yet. But in open garden beds, those weeds, and that's a multitude of weeds we're trying to prevent, those can start very early. So we want to get that on early. Now, just like your crabgrass control in your lawn, there's a duration of control. And if you wait long enough to get your crabgrass control on in your lawn, it will make it through the season. But if we put it on early in our planting beds, then it may peter out. A second application could be done later in the season. Of course, you're going to read the label directions and follow all that, and it usually makes provisions for you to apply twice in a year. So let's use our heads, let's follow up and read the label and have good weed control this year.
Absolutely. Make sure we're keeping an eye on that. And if people want to get in touch with you or help from you in any way, how can they get a hold of you?
They can give us a call here at Bay Landscaping at 989-893-0000. That's 893-0000, the easiest numbers, or look on our website online, baylandscaping.net, and there's a place to ask the expert, and we'll be happy to help.
All right. Thank you very much, Jerry. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye-bye. Jerry Samalski from Bay Landscaping and Garden Center. Well, meeting season is drawing to a close, but that doesn't mean there aren't still gatherings going on here, there, and everywhere. CJ Miller from Michigan Ag Today has this for us on a recent soybean meeting.
Well, it's all about making the soybeans grown right here in Michigan more valuable. That's why the money from the soybean checkoff is going a long way to grow that value of soybeans for Michigan farmers.
The reason we're here is to return investment to U.S. soy farmers.
And that's Megan Kaiser, the chair of the United Soybean Board, which oversees the National Soybean Checkoff. I spoke with Kaiser during Commodity Classic in Orlando. She says the money collected for the checkoff has been very well spent.
The checkoff has a $12.34 return on investment. So that means every time you give me $1, I give you $12.34 back. How many times are you going to do that? It's a pretty good investment. That's pretty good return. So we are working really hard that if we're taking pennies out of a farmer's back pocket, that we're putting 10s and 20s back in.
Kaiser points to many soy-based products developed from checkoff funds.
We have Sinlawn here talking about soy-backed AstroTurf. We even have some wood adhesives here. So we replace formaldehyde and use soy adhesives instead. And so we're talking about some of the ways that we're not only impacting human and animal health and nutrition, but at the same time, we're working on bio-based products that really leads to, the world thinking about how we can be better stewards of the land.
So what message does Kaiser have for Michigan's soybean producers?
I hope you're proud. I hope you're proud of the investments you've made in your checkoff. Not only are you building demand that is good for our own financial sustainability on our farms, but you're really meaningfully having an impact on global hunger and also making a better planet. And so I hope you are celebrating at home your wins that your investments in the checkoff have helped all of us to accomplish together.
We'll head over to New York now, talk with Steve Anderson from Baird & Company in Saginaw, but we're looking at the Board of Trade in New York. Steve, good morning.
And good morning to you, Jonathan. I was wondering how I was going to get to New York that fast.
You can't just hop on a plane and fly on over there?
I teleport. I don't bother with planes.
All right.
Yeah.
What do we got
right
going
now?
on?
Right now, we've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average ahead by 183 points, putting it at 32,058 on volume of 441 million shares. NASDAQ is ahead by 208 at 11,643. Volume there is 414 million shares. Locally, Caterpillar 218.64 up 158. Deere 392.61 up 213. CMS 62.59 up 93. Dow 50.51 up 3. DuPont 68.50 up 66. Corteva 56.80 down a nickel. GM 34.67 up 35. Trinzio 19.90 up 13. Walmart 138.53 down 54. Huntington Banks 10.79 down 6. Independent Bank 19.02 up 54, and AT&T is unchanged at 18.31.
Well, they can't all be up, can they?
No. They do on occasion, but certainly don't plan on that.
No. Do you have a ticker tip for us today?
You know what? I do. Often people, when the markets get bad, they say, well, I better get out and stand on the sidelines, which actually winds up being a bit like what one would call market timing, and we keep telling you that does not work. Let's say for a second that you have a retirement account and you've got 30 years until you get to retirement. And you're starting with $10,000 at the beginning of that 30 years, which would have been 1992. Had you stayed fully invested throughout the whole time, you'd have $208,215. Now, if you just happen to miss the best 30 days, you would only have $35,785. Now, the reason for that is out of the best days that you get in the market, about 50% of them happen during the middle of a bear market. The next batch of 28% happens during the first 2 months of a bull market, and the rest during the rest of the bull market. Well, we had a bull market that lasted about 9 years. So if only 28% of the best days are during the rest of the whole bull market, that is not something that one should try to do. So that's why I keep telling people to make sure that they have a plan, that they know which bucket of money, long-term, short-term, intermediate term, they're working with, and especially on their long-term money, do not try to time it. Do not try to say, I'm going to get out so I miss the bad, because you're also likely to miss a good 50% of the good.
Oh, yeah. And if people want some help making a plan or figuring all that out, how can they get a hold of you guys at Baird?
Well, you call us right here at Baird & Company in Saginaw, where the telephone number is 5724. Our Midland location is 9898-399035. And on the web, we are at rwbaird, that's BAIRD.com. And then you can find the Saginaw branch, the Midland branch, or any of the particular reps therein.
Sounds good. Steve, you have a good one.
I will. You do the same. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Steve Anderson from Baird & Company. We'll be right back.
Experience the most reliable RTK signal from PC Ag Solutions, compatible with most GPS receivers. Trade in your old radio or modem and get an affordable subscription through us. We have over 25 base station locations across the Lower Peninsula, and we're always looking to add more to our network. Discover more power, more accuracy, and more coverage with our 450 megahertz signal. Call us to learn more today. PC Ag Solutions, 989-868-4444. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. They're licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. Now, you can reach their agents directly on their cell phones for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office in downtown Reese. It's 989-868-4722. Risk management, it's all about protecting yourself against the bad things, taking advantage of the good things. You can do all of that and more by working with the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency.
We now conclude with the playing of our national anthem.